Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about nervous system regulation. Your nervous system is probably wrecked, but we're going to talk about it and we're going to make it better. Sitting feels like torture for you. Your brain won't shut up, your body is tense. Sometimes you're starving or even craving foods, and other times you can't eat all day. No matter how much you rest, you're still exhausted deep in your bones. You feel anxious or even socially anxious, paranoid about what other people think about you, and you don't trust anyone. This is not just stress. This is nervous system dysregulation, and most of us are walking around completely fried. Your nervous system controls everything, and when it's not regulated, life can feel like an uphill battle. But don't worry, I'm going to talk to you about why this is happening, what makes it worse, what makes it better, and how to reset your system. So, when your nervous system is dysregulated, you might feel constantly anxious or on high alert, like your body is bracing for impact when nothing is wrong. You'll feel mentally foggy and exhausted. You're scrolling but not processing. You're working but not being productive. You'll be irritable as fuck, snapping at the people you love. Trust me, I get it. I'm a mom. Tired but wired. You're sleepy but you can't rest. When you sleep, it's not restful sleep. You're dreaming a lot. You're tossing and turning a lot. And the physical symptoms: headaches, tight shoulders, gut issues, tension, pain, and it just feels like you're dragging ass. Does that sound familiar? That's not just modern life or living as an adult. That's a dysregulated nervous system, and you don't have to live like that. The truth is, our nervous systems were not built for this world that we live in. And a lot of the things in our lives are completely frying our nervous systems. Things like constant notifications for social media, having a watch that shows your notifications. Your brain is overstimulated 24/7 and you keep getting these little bursts of dopamine hit from your screen. It's keeping you in a loop of anxiety. Caffeine and poor sleep. Your body needs quality rest, and you don't have to earn it. You just deserve it for living. Childhood trauma and past stress, so memories that your body is holding on to that you might not even be consciously aware of. Overworking and never resting. Again, this is like a hustle culture that we're in, that you need to deserve your rest, and we're always constantly working towards the next best thing. And of course, my favorite, lack of real human connection. This includes virtual relationships, because that's not real human connection. It includes tumultuous relationships like bad marriages, toxic relationships, and divorces that are in process. The bottom line is that our bodies need real life human touch and safety with other humans. So if you're sitting here thinking, well, I have all of those things, or I do all of those things, all of these things start to pile up on your nervous system. And the last one, human connection, data actually proves that if you have really good, healthy connection, it contributes to 50% of your overall health. So the biggest one you could focus on and should focus on is probably authentic, meaningful, safe connections with other humans. And then you wouldn't even have to focus on the other ones as much, because that one takes up a huge chunk of our health and our regulation. The good news is that your nervous system is easily rewired. You just have to give it some quality time and attention. So I'm going to give you my 5 favorite techniques for nervous system regulation. And I'm even going to do my last technique with you, and I'm hoping that you will follow along and learn something from that. If you feel like you don't have time to do even one of these 5 things on a weekly or daily basis, do me a favor and just at least sit still for 5 minutes a day and do nothing. Slowly but surely you will find that you can, in fact, prioritize these nervous system regulation techniques, and it will pay off. Start small, get a taste of the positivity, and then your brain will figure out a way to make it part of your regimen. So the number one thing that I like to teach people for nervous system regulation is deep breathing. Box breathing is probably the easiest method to get into right away. So box breathing is where you inhale for 4 counts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you hold for 4 counts. You exhale for 4 counts, and you hold for another 4 counts. Let's do it together. You want to make sure that you're breathing in through your nose, because that signals your brain that you are resting and not running. And another thing is, the first few breaths you do like this, you might find it really hard to kind of get in the rhythm. Even my first inhale was a little bit wonky, but the more that you actually stick to it, it will start to get into a rhythm for you. And before you know it, after 10 breaths that way, you're regulating and you feel it. You feel better. Grounding techniques, that's the second one here. Get outside and get your feet into the dirt. Touch something real, not just a screen. You can do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique, and that's where you step outside, you name 5 things that you see outside, then you name 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. For tasting, you bring a mint with you or a drink or something like that, and you can sip on it and activate your taste buds a little bit. My third technique for nervous system regulation is slow movement. Just giving attention to your body, supporting yourself, feeling your own hands touch your skin. I start down at my feet at the end of the day, and I kind of give my feet some love, and I say, thank you so much for walking me through the day. And I, will massage my arches a little bit. I'll move up to my ankles, my calves, my shins. I'll touch my knees. And you just kind of work your way up and really just appreciate your own human touch. You can do some stretching, but the secret to getting a really good endorphin burst from stretching is to breathe into the body part that you're stretching. So if you're stretching your hammies, you're trying to touch your toes, you're going to take some deep breaths and breathe into the back of those hamstrings, and you're going to send some oxygenated blood to them and resources and healing and love. That will give you a rush of good body feelings. And that's how you regulate that way. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is limiting stimulation. So obviously technology, screens, TV, YouTube, but also just any stimulation. So loud noises, go, lots of people calling you, put down your phone, sit still, don't put a screen on, don't put any noises on, and just sit. And then the last one that I'm going to talk to you guys about is tapping, or EFT. So this is the one that I'm going to do with you. I do want to give a little bit of a background or a base on what this is. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It involves gently tapping on the meridian point or acupressure points of your body while focusing on an emotional stressor or negative thing in your life, okay? And it helps it clear from your body. You can make your own tapping prompt. I do it all the time. Once you get good at it and you memorize the 8 ranges of tapping, then you just put your own prompt to it, and you can do it in the moment. I've helped people develop their tapping prompts, so you can reach out to me just in my DMs and I'll send you a tapping prompt. It's not hard. It's not a big deal. But you do want to kind of make it your own for that day, that moment. You want to repeat the tapping prompt or routine anywhere between 3 to 7 times or even more but you want to do it until you feel a significant body release, and you will feel it. Once you feel that release, you'll know that you have done some regulation. Let's get into the prompt that I am going to model for you guys. I'm just going to do this routine once. Like I said, you're going to want to repeat it a few times, personalize your own prompt, and but I'm just going to do it once for the video. So let's get right into it. We're going to take a deep breath in together. Actually, let's take another one. Let's take another deep. All right, get yourself into a comfortable position, follow my actions, and repeat after me. Even though I feel stress, dysregulation, and emotions, I deeply love and appreciate myself. My nervous system is safe with me. I release this tension I've been carrying. I don't have to be high on alert all of the time. It is safe now for me to slow down. I will allow my body to rest and recover. I choose calm. I choose peace. I am safe. My nervous system is healing. I am coming back to balance. Okay, we're going to slowly breathe in again. And you just kind of want to let those things sink in. Like I said, if you really focus on what you're saying and you're meaningful in your delivery, you're going to feel a release and you're going to feel much better afterwards. All right, guys. So this was nervous system regulation. It was very brief. This is not just a one-time thing. This is meant to be a new lifestyle habit. What helped me get into my regulation practice was being around other people who do regulation practices. I also started doing regular yoga. I would go to a yoga class once a week, and that would do a tremendous amount for me because yoga covers almost all of the 5 things that we talked about. I know yoga is for girls. So if you're a man watching this, maybe you think, I can't go to a yoga class. That's weird. I actually saw this hot dude in my yoga class once or twice. Guess what? He was surrounded by a bunch of hot, healthy women who were bending over in leggings. I truly think more men should be in yoga classes. Seems like a great way to meet healthy girls if you ask me. Don't be a creep though. I mean, behave yourself. Like I said, just go to 1 class a week and it will do wonders for your nervous system. Drop a like if you felt this. Comment down below if you have any sort of perspective for me to absorb. Try one of these techniques daily and see what shifts in your life. Share this with somebody who needs it. Your nervous system deserves peace, and so do you.